Today we're talking about vitamin deficiency. But not just any vitamin deficiency. We're talking about the vitamin most commonly found deficient in those with IBD and autoimmune disease. Not only that, but studies show that those deficient in this vitamin have both leaky gut and inflammation. So today we're going to be talking about why low vitamin D status could be what's making you sicker. Hi, I'm Jordan Reesner, and welcome to today's episode of SCD Lifestyle TV, where each week we give you one simple, actionable step that you can use right now to improve your digestion. So today we're talking about vitamin D deficiency. And most of you probably know this, but vitamin D isn't actually a vitamin at all. It's a hormonal precursor similar to steroids in the body like cortisol. Now that's going to be important in a minute. But first, I want to give you 3 reasons why vitamin D deficiency could be enemy number 1 for anybody with digestive problems. Now, reason number 1 is if you've ever been prescribed with a corticosteroid like prednisone, for example, like many of us with IBD and autoimmune conditions have, that can actually interfere with the body's ability to utilize vitamin D, leading to fun things like bone loss and osteoporosis. Now that leads me to reason number 2, which is vitamin D deficiency contributes to leaky gut, because leaky gut actually plays a very critical role in keeping your tight junctions working properly. Now that leads me into reason number 3, which is vitamin D plays a critical role in modulating your immune system. Now what that means is that proper levels of vitamin D can cool down inflammation. So the bottom line is, if you have vitamin D deficiency, that can lead to leaky gut, worse inflammation, and contribute to a worsening condition of IBD or autoimmune conditions. But this episode is not about telling you to simply take vitamin D. So let me explain. Each week on this show we give you one simple actionable step that you can use to improve your digestion. Now today's tip is to get your vitamin D levels tested. I'm not going to tell you to simply take vitamin D because that's a common misconception. But as we get into the cooler months here in the winter in the United States, it's even more important to get your levels tested. And the test that I'm talking about is a 25-hydroxy vitamin D test. And once you get these levels tested, you'll have a foundational level to be able to understand where your vitamin D levels are at. Are you deficient? Are you near toxic levels? Are you right in the middle? What does your system look like? Now, of course, like with anything, the recommended levels will vary. Our friend Chris Kresser, he likes to recommend between 50 and 60 nanograms per milliliter. Mark Sisson recommends between 35 and 50 nanograms per milliliter. And the Vitamin D Council actually recommends between 50 and 80 nanograms per milliliter. Now, like with anything, as we talk about in our book, you have to find the custom version that works for you. So in the case of vitamin D, the best way to go about it is to get tested, see where your levels are. Now, if you need to supplement, choose a dosage, whether it's 1,000 IUs a day, 5,000 IUs a day, or 10,000 IUs a day. That's really up to you and your medical practitioner. You choose that dosage, you follow it for 4 to 6 weeks, and then you get retested. The test is actually relatively simple. It's a cheap blood serum test, and you can see quickly what 4 to 6 weeks of supplementing will do. You may need to back off a little bit. You may actually need to add more. If it's the winter, it's different. If it's the summer, you can maybe get outside more. Now, in my case, in the winter, I typically have to supplement with between 3,000 to 5,000 IUs. But in the summer, I actually don't really supplement at all because my levels stay pretty fine as long as I get outside every once in a while. So the take-home message from today's SC Lifestyle TV episode is for you to get your vitamin D levels tested. Because if you're deficient, you could be contributing even worse to your leaky gut, to your inflammation, and promoting the digestive problems that are wreaking havoc in your life. Now, I want you to do me a favor. If you have someone in your family that you suspect may have low vitamin D levels, please share this video with them so that they can also get this valuable information on how to get tested, how to supplement, and then how to get retested, and find out what vitamin D levels they actually have going on in their lives. This has been Jordan Reesner, your host today for SC Lifestyle TV, and we'll see you again real soon. And the Vitamin D Council recommends between 50 and 80 nanograms per milliliter. Now that leads me into